You gonna accept this perfect challenge? We'll be waiting.
Here's to the crazy.
But I want you to just think about one thing. This getting this title in the cage is gonna make
The misfits. The rebels. The troublemakers.
everyone has a price.
Round pegs in the square holes. The ones who...
Welcome back to Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots, Wrestling's Entertainment Champions. Wrestling's here to deck your halls. Sammy Guevara is deleting his Twitter, and we got funds and games for everybody tonight. All this and more in the room where it happens. But first, JP, tell them what to do.
Chair Shots, HPC2 Sweet on IG and Twitter. You already know what to do. Follow, subscribe.
My champs, ¿cómo estamos, todito? How we doing, champs? Who's goodies? What happened?
Echo!
What happened?
Yo, but I see the weather outside is frightful.
And
We got a little snowfall. Is winter coming? Is that what this is about?
winter has come.
I mean, you forget what day it was? It's Corona time.
Corona.
Make sure if y'all haven't noticed, folks, we are not together tonight. The elephant is in the room and it is well endowed. Because
I'm talking about Joe like that, yo. He's right there.
I am right here.
Because yes, guys, we have to be careful. Please be careful, folks. It is real out here again. Very reminiscent to last
No
year.
nice things.
But that's what we're here for.
Y'all listen, y'all watching us. This is like Inception. One of y'all is watching us while we doing us. This is like,
I just checked that. I was just checking audio right now. There's
oh,
there's an
okay.
echo
Thanks,
on your
JT.
end.
On my end?
Yeah.
I don't hear no echo.
Nope. That's all
Still?
you, sir.
I still got echo?
Sound check, guys. Chat. Let me get a shout out to the
Uh-huh.
6 in chat right now. Appreciate y'all for pulling up on the bag.
What up, guys?
We got
Yeah.
some drinks to take care of. Let's stay warm in here, man, because it's cold outside, but not in here. I'm gonna pop my.
How's my snare? Where's my snare at? Where's my
snare, guys?
Man, you confuse the shit out of me. As much as confused as my Christmas budget is this year because, you know,
Don't confuse that.
we
bro.
staying safe. Some people ain't getting presents, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Merry Christmas. Tomorrow we Christmas Eve. And what's been a very interesting year, the close of a year, we still here. We still here.
That's true, man. And we appreciate you for coming with us, coming with us on this little journey tonight. And for 188 episodes, can you believe it, gentlemen? Yo, 188 episodes.
I can't believe we haven't been kicked out yet.
What's the last thing you remember
Not
doing?
the club yet, bro.
Do you remember anything else doing 188 times?
Oh, I can tell you a couple things. Washing the dishes.
So actually, that's a good point. That's a good
I
point.
mean, no, over or under on 188 in your life. Nah,
Dish-
it's definitely gotta be more.
It's gotta be
Hell
more.
yeah.
Do you do dishes every other night in your house?
Wait. Dishes, I don't mean dishwasher either.
Yeah,
Nah,
no,
no
no.
shit.
Yeah. Well, in that case, I mean, I had halfway through the year, I'm already at 188. Probably.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, that makes sense.
Old school's like I only dishwash.
Yeah.
I am the dishwasher.
Back in
bloody-
Yo,
Santa Claus
JJ,
coming to town.
Santa
time.
Claus, yo.
The
What's
Santa
up with you?
Claus.
You a grown ass woman.
I'm guessing the audio's good, gentlemen. I guess the audio's good. Chat, thank you for being part of Heels, Pops, and Chair Shots 188.
Yo, we did it.
Man, we
We
did
did
it.
it.
We did a damn thing. And here's
Up,
top,
bro.
bottoms up to y'all, man, and to those that, you know, are going through the struggle and the grind with us, man. You already know. Appreciate y'all.
So we done this
Everyone's health and blessings.
That's crazy to me.
We
So
got to get wild today.
yo, cause episode 200. My God, yeah, Vic, it's you, Vic. I bet in the mixer you have two sources.
Okay, hold on, let me check.
You big dumb bitch. I knew it.
Hold up.
I fucking knew it. 188 episodes with this fucking guy. For what? For what? So he can have two audio inputs. This guy.
No, you know what's going on? The same thing that happened with that shooting the ish scene. How I was getting that audio. Remember, I was getting double audio, but if I disconnect my mic.
Yeah. We can hear you.
Can they?
Yeah.
It's probably the best version of this show that they can have. Hear you.
All right, chat. Let us know if you have heard nothing that
JJ.
Let us know. But what I know is I'm trying to run these motherfucking ropes, man. Worry about your audio issues on your audio damn time. You lost 30 pounds? How'd you lose 30 pounds? The bicycle. Oh, that's right. Ooh.
Yo, Vic, your audio is off. Your audio is not on. Yeah.
But on the output, it's coming out good.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. That's how it worked for the shooting the ish.
Bueno.
You do have good gestures.
Yo, so everybody getting the podcast version of this is not getting Vic's audio, and this is the best version of this. And you're missing the gestures. That's all. That's it.
Y'all just mad.
Right.
Y'all just mad right now. Write your email.
You just mad with your audio. What's up with you, bro?
I don't know,
188 episodes.
This shit is fucking up, bro. I don't know. Fuck Streamlabs.
Like
Bro.
Go ahead.
They want to censor our
Goddamn
chat too, man.
rookies.
I don't get it. But yeah,
Censor
Sammy
the
Guevara and Tay Conti, bro, are doing things, man. And deleting Twitters, apparently. Talk to me, guys.
Really? What's going on over there?
I don't know. Now Vic has an echo. Yo, this is what's happening. All right. Tay Conti, exactly what you guys were talking about before. Because of Pam, because of Sammy Guevara, right? You know, fucking Pam. Fucking Tay Conti gets all the heat for no reason, yo. Just because she's on the show. She just be on the show all the time.
No, because she's a snack. That's why she gets the heat. Because Temptation Island lies within AEW for Sammy.
No lies. Tell no lies,
Listen,
JP.
the other day you saw her. She was out there asking people if they wanted a kiss.
Oh,
And
good.
then it was a Hershey's kiss, right? But
Yo.
you notice who she didn't do it to, right? She didn't do it to Sammy.
I mean, because look at the heat.
Exactly.
No nice things.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. And where there's fire, there's somebody's loins burning.
How will we know that this was not fact?
I don't know, man.
Was not involved. How do we know? How will we know this? Because it was never denied, I believe, right? That's
the thing. But there's no denying. There's no denying. That means there's a possibility that it's not a lying. I'm just saying. But let's keep it real.
Isn't Taya married, by the way?
She's engaged.
Oh,
Married, I think.
Oh, she's married?
Married?
That's nice. What's your point?
The Brazilian dude, right? But I haven't seen her post.
Those make for great movies.
I don't think he's ever been posted, to be honest.
She used to, because I remember when she got engaged, at least. But I haven't seen her post anything about him in a minute. So who knows? But if it were to be the case, who here blames Sammy Guevara?
Not one person.
I would, but still, I get it.
Why would you
Tay
blame
Conti.
him, though?
It's Tay Conti. I mean, because you messed up, but it's Tay Conti. I mean, you know?
You know what it is? He like what, 24?
Yeah, young as hell. 25, maybe?
I'm saying. this is us northeastern people. We're like 24, hella young to be getting engaged and whatnot.
I mean, you know, it is hella young, but
It is mad young.
I mean, you know, he did what he did. We don't know if they're in an open relationship.
Oh no, but JJ
No,
is
he
out
and
there
that-
looking
he
for
and-
PCF.
Yo, where PCF at, yo?
Yo, where he at, yo?
Where
he
they
at?
at? Where he at? Where he at? Where he at?
I
Where
know.
he at?
I think PCF is running away from JJ. I think that he's intimidated by.
Hard to get.
You know what I mean? He's intimidated by strong, powerful women, and so he had to back out this week.
I
You
heard he
Too
crossed the
much.
border just to get away.
Wow,
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Wow, is that a racism?
I
Is
meant
that
up
racism?
north too.
That border, the same.
Oh,
The first from above. Got it. The first from above. It's just the way you word
There
it,
you go,
man.
right there. They go PCF.
oh shit.
But when you say intimidation, though, it seems like that's what only thing Hulk Hogan used to do in the ring. Because according to Bret Hart, no moves being made by Hogan in the ring. Today's talent, they wrestle like he used to wrestle. What y'all think about that?
You said today's talent wrestles like he used to wrestle?
Yeah,
Like Bret Hart?
in the ring. Yes. Yes. They
Yeah.
don't wrestle like Hogan no more.
They wrestle
Closer
like
to
Bret
Bret than
Hart.
Hogan, I'd say. Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, closer to Bret than Hogan for sure.
sure.
Hogan,
Closest to Owen Hart, I would argue.
Yeah.
But Bret Hart is that transitionary piece, right?
He
Yo,
said
I
that
don't
he
know.
put the belt on him because he was scared Vince was gonna get tossed in jail if he didn't start fucking praising these little chamacks instead of these steroid brolic motherfuckers.
yo, real quick, just because y'all brought his name up, right? Did y'all see the video for Owen Hart?
Yes, man.
Tribute, wasn't that so good?
So good.
That was so good. And we don't really like get to see a lot of Owen Hart content because WWE be like holding that shit in a chokehold. Really, it's Martha, right? It's the wife.
It's the pattern.
It's the pattern of behavior.
It's a pattern. No, but just it just speaks to how underappreciated he really is. You know what I mean, the body of work that we got to see, it was just hitting the surface, and we've talked about it on the show in the past. If it would have been a couple more years down the line, the talent that he would have came across and we'd have went up against, you talk about dream matches, and we didn't get to see that. We got robbed of that experience, and that's why to this day it still hurts.
Shout out to poutines and shout out to my shot glasses. The best things come from Canada. That's
Yo,
right.
poutine fries though,
The best
fries out,
things.
they go in.
Yo, poutine is gross.
What?
Yo,
Gravy
yes.
and beef and cheese curds. What is
You're
about that?
you're
cheese curds
garbage.
Nah, that's gross.
You're garbage.
It's gross.
You're
I tried.
garbage up there, sir. You're
I tried.
garbage.
I went to Montreal. I tried it in like 16 different places. I gave that shit mad tries.
No.
Trash.
No,
Y'all can keep it.
no. What?
I can keep it.
What is wrong?
I
with
mean,
this
damn,
man?
see-
That shit.
You have more willpower than I do because I would have stopped at number 3.
Nah,
Chat,
it's
talk
like
to
the
this
people I
man
was
right
with,
now. Chat,
everybody
you know
I
how
was
you talk
with.
to this man, Mischief? You check on your channel points right there at the bottom of the chat where you call the
Chelsea
channel,
Green.
Heel coins on. Click that button right there and donate your coins to Mischief joining Supercard right
Donate
now.
your coins.
Right
Wait a minute.
now.
Go donate your coins right now to the Fantasy League.
And
Alright,
that too.
the
And that
Fantasy
too. I'm not gonna lie.
League sounds like fun. The Fantasy League
yeah.
sounds like something you should invest in. That's
Yeah.
really interesting shit. We're gonna do a Fantasy League with all the professional wrestling companies. We're gonna be out here. All right, that's what you want to put your money on. That other shit is garbage. This shit is garbage.
JP, tell them how much garbage that Supercard is. We got JP in the house jumping in too. So you already know it's gonna be a full squad by the time we're done with this. And we know about the echo, but
But we just
get
go.
double of me. You get double of me.
Vic is like, fuck it. Y'all gonna hear this
Y'all
echo
gonna
whether
hear
you
this
like
echo,
it
y'all
or
gonna
not.
like
There it is.
Y'all gonna like it. Vince McMahon, that's good shit.
There it is.
Speaking of Vince McMahon and good shit,
Speaking
did we
about like,
skip
yo, Vic, you
over,
don't want to fix that.
Did we skip over Austin appearing at Mania 38 this year? How we feel about that?
I mean, isn't this the narrative every time it's remotely near Texas?
as it should be.
Of course.
Right? Like, hello. Hello. Do you forget who Stone Cold Steve? Oh, hell yeah. You forgot who Stone Cold Steve Austin is? Right? Mr. Monday Night Raw. Like, he is the guy. When we talk about the Attitude Era, yeah, you could talk about DX and you could talk about other things going on. You could talk about the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. But it is without a doubt, the biggest name, the most influential person to come out of that era, the top
and take
of
this
the
Mount
top
Rushmore.
of the top of the top. We're literally talking about at the peak of wrestling. The peak of wrestling, on top of the peak of wrestling, was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin, who by all accounts is genuinely a dope dude. I mean, I haven't heard really anything negative about him come out or anything like that. Like,
I've heard some stuff.
oh, word.
Listen,
There's always things.
Damn,
there's one thing everyone ignores easily for whatever reason.
No!
Shall
I don't know
bring
what
it
you're
up?
talking about!
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Yep, yeah, let's do it.
Everyone forgot about him beating up Deborah, right? Like that was a thing. That was a thing.
Damn. Is that why he didn't get along with Brock?
He got arrested for it, and
Oh shit. And I know he doesn't have a crazy relationship with his kids, right?
he just kind of
Chose the business, man.
Yeah.
My condolences.
Chose the
You know, it's interesting, right? Because in terms of, yeah, our condolences for real. The thing about Stone Cold, right? It's really interesting that we bring him up and we have that part of the conversation. Is that Shannon Sharp today came out with a quote. Shannon Sharp, if you do not know, is one of the greatest tight ends of all time. He is a Hall of Fame tight end for probably one of the best teams in the NFL.
All
Right?
time.
Only man to bring about a Henny and Black and Mounds onto the set of ESPN.
No,
Is he a
Fox.
great analyst?
Fox. You could put all of them in there. Nobody's ever done that.
Nobody's ever.
Put all the networks on that shit.
Sometimes they good, sometimes they shit.
I don't know.
He real as hell. He said, he was like, I may not have been a good partner, I may not have been a good son, a good brother, a good father. Like, you gotta, like, I chose football and I knew what that would entail. And to be like great, there was no balance for me. He's like, there's no such thing as balance with greatness. That's what he said. There's no such thing. If you want to be great, yo, you got to go all in. You got to be all about it. You got to go full throttle. And sometimes that means leaving people behind. Sometimes that means neglecting other parts. There is no balance in greatness. So Shannon Sharp recognized it. Like, let's take a look at Stone Cold. Like, what did I just say? Even without knowing that little tidbit, right? Not to excuse any of his past behavior. I'm really talking about his relationship with his family, as opposed to like whatever he got locked up for, which he should have been locked up for. But in terms of him being at the peak and choosing being at the peak over his life, I mean, shit, greatness entails that sometimes. There is no balance. I mean,
one could argue most of the greats have, are mending relationships with families after retirement. I mean,
now it's like, oh, okay, now let me go back and fix this shit.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at Ric Flair. Like one thing is what you see on screen and what you see off screen, and a lot of it, real life, confuses reality.
Airplane is the problem.
You know what I'm saying? You look at Hulk Hogan and his family trajectory. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that comes on the plate of being a professional wrestler, especially being the person driving the engine, right? Like, if you watch any of the people that have ever been at the top, have had that belt and have been entrusted with the keys, right? Any of them, at some point in time in the documentary, they tell you, when you're at the top and you gotta go, and you gotta be there. You gotta show up. There's just sacrifices that have to be made. But even with those sacrifices, ain't nobody in Dallas, ain't nobody in WrestleMania 38 gonna get me mad if Stone Cold Steve Austin show up. Who the fuck would ever be mad if Stone Cold, like, it's not Ric Flair, it's not Hulk Hogan. Like, we're talking about Stone Cold Steve Austin. Show up. It'd be a damn shame if they went to Dallas and didn't have him in there. That's a fuck up on fucking Vince McMahon's behalf. Shit.
Man, he seems to do that often. that part, that fucking up part, he be fucking up all over his life. Jesus.
Sacrifice.
Nah.
Speaking of sacrifices, you see what he had to sacrifice that went over to AEW this Wednesday?
Oh my.
You know, sometimes.
Oh, you mean Kyle?
Kyle?
Kyle showed up.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Kyle showed up. Mr. KOR Kyle O'Reilly.
The original violent artist, even though Charlie Evans got a little heated because she goes by that now.
Vic, shut the fuck up, yo. Nobody can hear you, dog. You're muted. You're just talking to yourself. This whole time, Vic. This whole time.
But yeah, yo. I mean, yo, I was shocked. I didn't know it. I didn't see it coming. I guess I haven't paid attention to our show. Because that shit caught me by surprise. I was like, oh, word? This is a thing? Aha. Yo, how big are these locker rooms? That's what I want to know. How big are we talking about people in locker rooms? Or are we changing like the men's in the public bathroom? Like, what we doing? Are we changing in the car?
To be fair, those fucking buildings are huge. Stadiums are huge.
Yeah, but they usually have 2 locker rooms.
That's not true. They got like mad different like little crevices and areas. They got 2 like main locker rooms for the 2 teams. These fucking things are huge. These are office buildings. These got like mad little rooms everywhere. It's fucking, especially a place like Daly's place, which is like a multi-functioning. I wouldn't be surprised if a place like Daly's place had like 4 locker rooms, 6 locker rooms, just fucking like different things going back and forth.
I'm sure we'll find out in the coming months how Daly's place does in terms of capacity.
Ooh, what does that mean?
If the numbers keep going the way they go, we're going back to
Going back to Daly's place. We got to stay
going back
Florida.
to Daly's in the Thunderdome.
Hey, damn.
You think so? You think that's a thing? You think that's what's happening?
Potentially. It's not out of the realm of possibility. After watching Spider-Man Far Away From Home, nothing's out of the realm of possibility.
Oh, you saw that?
You know,
Yeah, I saw that.
JJ makes up a good point, and I don't necessarily agree with it. She said it's starting to feel like AEW is overloaded. Thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? Because I got some thoughts. I want to see where y'all stand on this.
So I don't think.
You don't think?
I don't think. Well, I don't think. That's always
Period.
good.
That's a whole
Well,
sentence.
that's an important piece to talk about.
But I don't think they have a bloated roster. But I do think there will be less opportunities for everyone to be on the shows with the increased size of their roster.
I think that is a good point. But there's a big but in all of that. JP, what you got?
Well, it doesn't seem to hurt the product right now. And they do have multiple shows because we forget that you're also seeing talent on AEW Dark, AEW Elevation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is happening almost on a nightly basis. So either way, chemistry is being built. They're making spots for these segments for it to work. I mean, think about Sting. Have you felt as though Sting has been overused or underused? No, I think Sting has been used just the right amount of yeah, it's perfect, right? He fucking did a Tope Suicida this week.
Nah,
and
was
that's
it
what
Tope?
he'll do for the next month. You know what I mean? It's cool.
He did crossbody from the top to the outside, which was
You know what I'm saying?
impressive.
It was impressive.
As
Impressive
I saw
as
something
MJF
today
surviving that fucking drop, by the way.
I saw something today that made me pop where
Oh,
people
Blue
were commenting about how Christian came in and he said he was going to outwork everybody, almost like our shirt, which you can find on our website.
Aye.
Outfuck everybody.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And he hasn't outworked Sting.
Not yet. Not yet.
Wow.
He out there hustling all the time.
Nah, but think about that. Look at how much the locker room is full, and yet We're not here talking about terrible booking like we always are when it comes to WWE. Right? They're finding a way to utilize that talent. I mean, you even have Eddie Kingston getting on the mic doing color commentary on Elevation Dark, which honestly is hilarious. And it's what you should be doing. You should be growing the talent. The only thing I have critique on, the only thing that I will say I dislike when it comes to AEW right now is when it's time for the main event. And you have the world's strongest man failing to deliver a simple message, man. I don't understand what
He's not failing. He's just really bland with it.
Have you ever taken the wind out of a main event? Because Mark Henry does every fucking time.
Well, I think we've heard enough talk.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easily for Mark we have.
That's supposed to be Ike. He's the world's strongest man. He should be
it's
bringing
time.
out fucking Yellow Book if they still exist.
Yo,
It's time for the main event.
Where's Big Show? I feel like or Paul White. I haven't seen him in a minute.
Before we go to Big Show real quick, but like my favorite one of those send-offs. Oh, it's the main event. My favorite one was Eddie Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Kingston was teaming up with, I forget who the fuck he was with. And
Lucha Bros.
Oh yeah, his best friends. It was like a 10-man tag. It was a bunch of motherfuckers. But he goes, he's like, yo, Mark Henry, yeah, do all that jazz, all this, this shit. Yo, cause it really is that bullshit. That it's time for the yo, motherfuckers are cutting
It's
promos.
deflating, bro.
They're like, yo, woo! Eddie Kingston's like, yeah, son. Yo, we're gonna put it. Yo, no, there's enough to. It's time. For the we've had enough talk. It's time for the main event.
He would have been ripped by our acting coach, remember? Our acting teacher back in college, he would have been ripped.
Where's your feeling?
He gave you so much and you give him back. It's time for the main event.
It's time for the main event.
You know what it is,
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Somebody fucked up and told him that he's the reporter and that he's looking at it from the outside the bubble.
Exactly what it is.
You know what I'm saying? He doesn't realize he could be in the circle. He doesn't
I
realize
feel like he's afraid to flip the switch.
Yes.
Yo,
Like
dog.
if he puts in too much attitude, he's gonna start cutting promos.
Yeah. I mean, you know what though? I'd rather that than it's the main event.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd rather him slam
With
somebody.
too much charisma, dog.
I'd rather him slam somebody and that be the main event calling.
What's up for the main event, motherfucker?
You know what I'm saying? Like that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Give me that. Give me that 7 times out of the week.
Yo, my goodness, dog.
Y'all can hear me still, right? There's no way y'all can hear me at all.
Very yo, you sound like shit. You sound
I'm not
like
coming out
actual.
in the output now.
You are?
I'm not.
Eh?
He's
The echo's
mad
going
low.
on, but I don't come out in the output.
You're like.
Very low.
Coming out of the output.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me at all?
Can you guys hear me? I am so low.
That's what Vic sounds like to us. I don't even know if he comes out in output.
Hello. Hello.
It's so weird. I can't see the chat on this shit. I'm on my phone. Not just the chat. I can't see it for some reason. On my phone. But you know, we out here. Chat.
Doing the
The
thing.
chat going in, going crazy. Cause y'all writing stuff. I'm not seeing it, but it's there. It's there.
How we feel about pro tees, guys?
Well, old school. What happened with pro wrestling tees, yo?
Well, so interesting story. I was looking through my mail this week, and I see a letter from Pro Wrestling Tees, and I'm like, I bet maybe I'm getting some sort of discount. Maybe we're getting monies from our shop. You know, only good things. And I open it up, and they're like, hey, we had a data breach back in November 1st. We had a data breach.
It's Christmas.
You may or may not be a part of it. We can't tell.
We may have just ruined your credit.
Yeah.
Good luck buying that house.
But you know, just go check out your credit report and, you know, buy some more of our shit.
Wow.
Yo, you know what? That's mad annoying, right? Like, that's mad annoying and disingenuous. And there's 30 things I want to say about that particular thing. But you know what pissed me off a little bit more? Is that someone was talking shit on their page, right? Like I think it was IG or Twitter, I don't remember, but someone's like adding them and like, yo, like this is fucking, the commentary that's going around. They're like, PWTs, yo, you're trash for doing this. Like you should have hit everybody up when you found out. Like that's just responsible, dog. But they responded to somebody like was sassy as fuck. Like clearly you don't know the federal laws, and we responded in time with the federal laws. Like, no, suck my dick, bro. Don't tell me, oh, I did it the legal way because that's what cleaned my ass. Nah, dog, that's not what you do right now. You just fucking put all my information out there. Like, you got tickled and fondled, and now my information's out there. Let me know. I want to know this shit. I don't want to be caught butt-ass naked in the cornfield running backwards. Like, I want to know that my information's out there, that my credit card and my social got stolen because I bought a ugly-ass pro wrestling t-shirt. And that's why you got to take your business elsewhere. If you are a shop at pro wrestling tees, man, take your shit, because they're telling this. Tell your story walking, dog. Don't be out here, oh, they're working with the FBI. They couldn't release any info. Man, suck my ass, bro. Get out of here. Look what you just did, yo. Everybody was just bare ass. We didn't even know that our shit got stolen. You made all your sales for the holidays, right? I really doubt people are gonna buy shit the day before, expecting pro wrestling, the day before Christmas, expecting that shit to get there.
I mean, you got all that shit in September to get December, apparently. So
that's what I'm saying, yeah. So really, it was just trash all around. Garbage, trash behavior, dog. Because honestly, at the very, very least, you could have been like, in the comments, just been like, yo, my bad. We'll try to make it up to you guys. We're gonna have a big sale coming up, which people would have blown off anyway, but at least on the positive, on the upbeat, you know what I mean? Like on the on the business tip, like that sounds gooder.
They went straight mafia. They're like, yeah, I took your shit and I sold your shit.
For real, yeah.
And guess what? You will come back for more.
Yeah, look, so JJ's like, health insurance companies will send a postcard in the mail or email in a hastened heartbeat. See, like, yes, because that's what you should do. But pro wrestling tees decides I'm gonna operate under my own circumstances and just be like, I'll hit you up when I got to hit. Yeah, no nice things has happened here.
So there's no federal law. There's only the state laws, and under Illinois, right? Because they're Chicago-based operation. You're supposed to do it the quickest way possible.
The quickest way
whipping it out.
Hey, yeah, Victoria LeBron is in the building. Hey, yeah.
Hey, Danny in the building. Danny, Merry Christmas, Danny.
Yeah, yo, Merry Christmas, yo. Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, eventually Vic will get it together whenever his mic starts to work. Whenever that happens to be.
Yeah, they signed with the FBI. Fuck the FBI. Then what happened to my money and shit? What the fuck? My credit and shit.
Huh? What happened with your money, dog? You should have invested in a microphone.
A little louder, John McClane.
The villain in the building.
Little villain in the building.
Little villain in the house.
He probably has a better mic than you, yo. All right.
We got some games.
Nah, chill. We ain't got no games yet, dog. You ain't gonna talk about MJF getting that money. He's trying to secure the bag. MJF, one of the pillars of AEW. His contract's coming up, gentlemen. Do you think he makes the leap, number one? Let's start there. Does he jump to WWE?
He wants a war, though. He wants a bidding war. And why not? Why not bid on the most prestigious heel in the industry right now, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Shit. Out there ready to throw MLW's whole budget at him.
Yeah, nah. Like he's not doing MLW. This is an
I mean-
exclusive WWE AEW conversation. You can MLW your way out of it.
Part of me feels as though what works for him, as great of a heel as he is, it almost makes him one-dimensional, right? Because I can't remember the last time I saw him as a babyface. Because he's that good as a heel. But in order for him to be that good as a heel, you won't see that in the E. His type of healership, you will not see that in the E. So I do not think he would want to go. But then again, you are seeing him going up against these people that we've been waiting for him to go up against in the roster pretty quickly. We got the Jericho quicker than we thought. We got the CM Punk just quicker than we thought right now. And we're continuing on that road. It could be a possibility. It could be a bidding war. But I just can't see MJF going up against Roman Reigns right now. If that's what he's going to the E for, that I don't see that yet. Do not see that yet.
He's having too much fun.
Yo, if he goes to the WWE, you're exactly right. That'll kill anything, any of the juice that he has. Gone. What is WWE gonna do with MJF? They're gonna fucking throw a pie in his face. They're gonna put him in a porta potty. they're gonna fucking do what? They're gonna throw caca on him. They fucking put dog shit on Roman Reigns. Like, what are they gonna do with him?
They're gonna make him a manager, of course.
To be fair, AEW put him in a musical, but you know.
Well, like they would turn him either into a Ted DiBiase or a JBL because that's what they know how to do.
Yep.
Yeah, so he'll just go into one of their prototype carbon copy fucking molds as opposed to like being his own juice. And I think that at the end of the day, this is all just smart marketing on his part. If he is nothing, he is a tremendous marketer. Right? You drive up the price, but at the end of the day, he's not going to WWE. You best believe that WWE is probably going to give him the biggest bank, the biggest bag, but he's not going to. The thing about the WWE is that you're going to get your biggest bag, but it's also going to be your hardest ceiling.
You gotta eat that.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, you're going to get your biggest check, but there's a line, like in both popularity and fucking money that you're not going to make. You know what I mean? And you could either secure your bag or take a risk and do something else with. People like Dolph Ziggler, they secure the bag, right? And they'll be rich forever, beyond their years because of it. Then the other motherfuckers that leave, you know, ask for their release. They find a new way, right? Kyle O'Reilly did not re-sign his contract. He went out and he went to AEW this Wednesday. I mean, because number one, right, he loves this shit, but I think number two is that, like, you realize, like, there's a ceiling and there's a prototype and there's a script, and you're gonna follow that script no matter what. And if in the script you're just gonna be dog shit because that's the role you play in the film, then that's it. That's todo. That's all you're gonna do. That's what the WWE is. Like, you're gonna be here for a very long time. I keep using Dolph Ziggler because look at how good he's been, but like, let's look at Big E. Only now are we really seeing Big E like reign at the top a little bit? You know what I'm saying? But how long has Big E been there when he could have been the champ for so long? Look at what we just did with Lashley. Lashley had been in that company forever. And only recently we really got to see Lashley thrive and shine. You know? So there's a cap. There's a ceiling when you go to WWE. There's a prototype that you gotta fit, and there's a script that you gotta play. And so if you want to be in the big show, if you want to be a Rockette and kick your legs in synchrony with all the other women in the stage, then that's your thing. You're gonna make a big bank, big check doing it. But if you want to be in the land of misfit toys where you can stand out, then you gotta tell your story walking. You gotta go somewhere else. You gotta find that. And Kyle O'Reilly did that. I think we're gonna see some fun shit out of Red Dragon now that they're together. We're gonna see some, just like, I think it's gonna be very similar to what we're seeing with Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson. Look at the Beast Unleashed, right? Where we see this dragon unleashed now, doing his thing, right? Breaking it down. Things that he couldn't do in the WWE because he's got, you know, Team Hell No. right? And he's got like all these tight ceilings, and like every once in a while they'll give him a match in a shitty like linear storyline that everybody could tell is the 3-week storyline and da. But like that's it. You fit the script. You played your part. Go back to the end.
It's crazy when you talk about to stand out in the land of the Misfits, right? Considering that they're the challenge to the E right now. They are the challenge to the E. Like, you could look a couple years back when we're talking about the beginning of AEW. Like, wait, let's not say that they're competition. They're the competition to WWE at this point, and that's why all the talent's going over there. And we're talking about the roster's getting too full, but yet you have a better chance of standing out in this roster than you do at the E, and that's the difference. That is the difference. And if I was any of them, I'd go to AEW. I'd go to AEW. Yo, doesn't matter how it's recorded. I want to be my best where I can be my best. Money doesn't follow that. Money don't follow that. Money follows that when you get to a point where, like, you know what? I've done everything I could. I'm past the prime of my career. Now let me get the bag, right? Those back-end contracts. That makes sense.
I think that the smart move is early in your career you do the WWE thing. I think you secure the bag early. So if we apply that theory to MJF, then this is where he jumps. This is where he goes to WWE and he gets that WWE under his name, secures the biggest paycheck he's ever gonna get. Well, you know, he could, or he's gotten, let's say.
So you're gonna go from being one of the most polarizing figures in AEW, a full roster, to WWE where you're gonna be fucking PG-13?
Secure the bag.
I don't think so. I don't think he's securing the bag already. Didn't you say he's one of the most marketable wrestlers? Like,
he's the most marketable, but is he getting paid the most?
Yeah, I don't know that he's making the most money in AEW. I don't think so.
Picasso died broke. You know what I'm saying? Bob Ross did well for himself.
Bob Ross was a veteran.
Yeah, but Bob Ross was the sellout, right? He's the one that was on TV doing his little fucking happy accidents.
There you go.
That motherfucker.
Picasso was in the
He
streets.
made it look so fucking easy. That bastard.
Yeah,
because he was at war. He was in the Vietnam War. You can't be stressed out of shit. You can't be stressed out of shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bob Ross's greatness is because of PTSD.
You know why? You know why he sees the trees so quickly? You know why he draws them so quickly?
Because Charlie was in them
for weeks. He was looking at trees in the bunkers for weeks, bro. That's why he draws those trees so fucking easily. But anyway.
That's what it must be. The There's Charlie.
Bro, at the end of the day, MJF should go to WWE if that opportunity presents itself, because there's nothing like being at the E. And I think at the end of the day, he'll be better for it. Although it might suck as a fan to watch him fall. Imagine him rebounding, coming back in 3 years, right? Like, what's a standard contract? 3 to 5. So he'll come back in 3 to 5.
You know why I disagree? You know why I fucking disagree?
Because you dumb as shit.
Because I'm highly intelligent. And I have
You're one of those words.
The reason. He hasn't even gone through the entire AEW roster. And if his price today is high, look out for the price tomorrow. You're gonna tell me a year or two from now his price isn't gonna be higher?
No. Price is not today's price.
Exactly.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Exactly. So that means that it's gonna go up for him too. It's gonna go up for him too, especially as we're already talking about AEW being competition for WWE. In a year or two, where is E gonna be in the ratings? That's when they're gonna be at the most desperate measures. That's when they'll be desperation mode. That's when they'll likely throw the bank on him. Take away one of the pillars, right? That's the strategy. That's a sound strategy, right?
And then MJF should do it. He should go. He should go to WWE. Take that.
He should. But if he goes to WWE, he's got to get that bag. He's got to secure it. It's got to be paid in wampum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it will be. I think it will be. When you look at like who's
not American dollars, preferably.
This motherfucker said pay him in sucres. Oh man, MJF's biggest check is coming. His next big check is coming with his next contract. Like it has to. So it's either going to be a WWE contract, which I think will give him more money than an AEW contract, but an AEW gives you all the fun stuff, right? So I think he's young. Go cut your teeth in the WWE, because at the end of the day, you could say former WWE champion or wrestler or superstar or whatever.
You know what's gonna stop that? You know what's gonna stop that?
Got that check mark.
If MJF's next contract with AEW comes with a title run, that'll stop that real quick.
Maybe. I mean, look at Kevin Owens, right? Kevin Owens was talking about Mount Rushmore, and he's talking about, hey, like making all those AEW references, and then all of a sudden he re-signs a contract, right? Because he did what's best for his family. And come day one, we'll see what that means. Because is day one gonna come around and we're gonna see?
Don't think so.
You don't think so, old school? Because you dumb too, bro. What do you think, old school? You don't think?
Say something, motherfucker.
Hey, yo.
I think
Hey, yo.
KO secured the bag, and I doubt he gets a title run.
You
out. KO, oh yeah, okay, yeah. In WWE's measures, KO got paid to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But MJF, in that
So,
stipulation,
I think they'll do the same thing with him. They're
really,
like, we'll make you the highest paid bench warmer that we have.
Yup.
really, does that make
Listen.
sense?
Yeah.
Listen.
He doesn't deserve to have a title on him.
He's undersized by what they want right now.
And let's remember the ultimate WWE strategy is to acquire talent. And they kind of like went away from that a little bit, and they acquired different kind of talent. They went to like the indies and shit like that.
Can we rephrase that and say acquire and get rid of talent?
Interpret that how
They're
you
in
will.
the import-export business, right?
they're in queue and shit. These motherfuckers are queued up. So, but WWE spent some time recently acquiring talent, and then found themselves with a lot of indie guys that didn't really move needles. Like, we're not, you know what I mean? Like, obviously they also got rid of guys like Bray Wyatt, which I'll never understand, but they also got rid of like a lot of bloat, you know? Let's get back to like what we were talking about when there was a real threat. You're acquiring bigger names. They're acquiring guys that like are pillars in the other company. Are bench warmers, right? They're the guys that are B leaguers. Let's remind you who these guys are, and that's where I think I think we forget, like, that's where WWE cuts throats, and they've spent some time being cutting some of the fat from their roster, and they've spent some time saving up their coin. So I think like big splashes are gonna come, and they're gonna make some big signings soon that are gonna make you be like, what the fuck?
Has there been any AEW signing to WWE that we haven't seen yet? That we missed? I don't think they've I know they've had talent go to try out. But I don't believe they signed anybody from the roster yet.
Yeah, nobody that's in AEW's roster. Like guys, like people like
because you're saying essentially that the E, out of being petty and a smart business moves, they're gonna try to sign AEW talent and put them in catering. That's what you're telling.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, not exactly catering, but yeah, sure. Yeah.
It goes back to like Dusty Rhodes and Polka Dots. Or Harley, or you get Harley Race, but then you're like, we'll just call you King Harley.
You know what I mean? Like,
but that was also
a nice mid carder, but that shows you where you belong in the card. Oh, you were the NWA World Champion. You're mid card here.
Right, let's remind everybody, because they made a lot of emphasis that he's a pillar, right? He's a pillar. Well, now here you're not. Here you're a 24/7 mainstay, 24/7 championship level player.
Y'all remember when the Radicals came in? The first promo that Hunter cut, he said, Benoit, you had a world title, but you were a big fish in a little pond. Now you're the little fish in the ocean.
Woo. Woo.
And that's what they're gonna do. However,
this is not WWE anymore. This ocean,
Yo.
there's been a drought.
Hold on. No, because it hasn't been that WWE anymore because there hasn't had to be. WWE forgot. Look, this is what happened. All right. That was WWE's like old shit. Like this is our old strategy. This is the back pocket shit. We're gonna take their big names. We're gonna take like people of clout. We're gonna put them in trash, right? Over time, right? WCW disappeared, NWA disappeared. There was no competition. So the next big thing was taking indie talent, right? Taking those smaller guys, developing those smaller guys, and then one thing led to another, and you had this bloated roster with a lot of guys that really didn't move needles, if we're being honest. No, in a lot of ways. Within that, there were a lot of good guys and good girls. Like, there got a lot of good talent. But in general, like, there was just a lot of bloat. So they cut all that. And now that there is competition, we could play the way they play again. And the Yankees could start buying their championships again. Right? And now we're going to see, like, all right, like, for example, I think a great move for WWE would be if Brian Cage makes himself available. If Brian Cage makes himself, yep. If
See, Brian Cage, that's a Ryback signing right there in the WWE.
Hold on.
Because Brian Cage already, I'm sorry, but he's in need of a manager. Brian Cage is in need of the same concoction that Bobby Lashley received.
Maybe.
He needs an MVP.
I think that Brian Cage is better on the mic than he's given credit for, but he's not great. But what he has, what he lacks on the mic,
I know Melissa's better on the mic.
Triples in not only just presence, because he is impressive 100%. To look at, but he is athletic as fuck. So I mean, if they can do what they do,
a fucking hard on for him for a long time. You know that shit.
Of course, but that's what I'm saying. Like if they do what they do with Ricochet, they can do the same thing that they can. They cut Brian Cage, but
how long
look
ago?
What he's become? Yeah, like he's really different.
Years ago, though, right?
Ironically, they were the ones that gave him his Weapon X persona. Dusty said he was watching X-Men. He's like, I'm gonna make you Wolverine.
Makes sense.
And they got cut.
And then he ran with that, and that was actually like
he went to Impact, and he traveled, and like he's AEW, like he's done work. You know what I mean?
And now what's gonna happen is that eventually he's gonna get cut or whatever. He's gonna ask for his release, which apparently has been happening. And when he's available, WWE can play.
To be fair, my bad. To be
like,
fair,
yo, this is double Dutch, bitch.
To
like,
be fair, AEW hasn't been able to book him the right way either. So that's something to be said. Right now, the one company that was able to book him pretty consistently was Impact.
There are two companies that did him well. Impact and Lucha Underground.
Lucha. See?
He was a star. That's where he was a star.
Yeah, for sure.
But either way, that's a name that can come over to WWE and still do damage. And Vince, and it's nothing to AEW because it's like, hey, look what you didn't do with talent you had. Right? Like Brian Cage was eating shit in catering, and now like, look at this piece. And honestly, that piece is a freak of nature. Like you put a Brian Cage across the ring from a Brock Lesnar, or at least like in the presence of people like that of a Bobby Lashley, look what they can do about grounding him in like a more physically grounded game. Cut the fucking like athletics out a little bit, like be the imposing persona that you are. Oh, and then yes, add on the fact that you can like in a superstar moment, because WWE loves those moments, you can do a backflip off a cage and break the ring and like do some crazy shit.
But you know what doesn't keep me hopeful about that is because when we talking about mouthpiece, what better mouthpiece than Melissa Santos, right? Give him his wife, similar to what you see Scarlett did for Karrion Kross. But then again, as I say that, it worked in NXT. But then when you go to the what the fuck they did, yo? So like, it doesn't. Either way, it smells funky, bro. Either way, it ends up bad for Brian Cage, man. Because if AEW doesn't know how to book him right now, who the fuck will?
Yo, I'm glad. Hold on, real quick. You brought up NXT. We're like completely off topic, but
who the fuck is
NXT, right?
For Christmas.
I'll be home to bang your mom. Yo, faded. Hey, yeah. All right, so look. Let's take a shot, baby. Let's do it, right? Hey, faded in the building. Take a shot with us. NXT 2.0 had a huge show this week because of a big name that came on. And I kind of want to discuss this particular fact.
Talk about it.
AJ Styles makes his debut on NXT to confront somebody.
Ooh.
Nobody.
Why?
Confronted
Why?
Nobody.
He confronted exactly, Vic. Why? Can anybody
You want to know why?
qualify this? Yeah, please.
You want to know why? Because they saw him as that next heel, and that shit flopped. And the fans are turning on him in the wrong reasons, like the wrong way, and it's not working.
I disagree with that. I disagree. I don't think the fans. I think on the main roster he's alright. Like he just did the thing with almost. But the thing is that
No. I'm not talking about AJ Styles.
Oh,
I'm talking about the gentleman in China. I'm talking about Grayson, bro.
Oh man, but
because he's the one that did the heel turn on Johnny Gargano. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why AJ Styles came down, because he's making a lot of noise. He's the new heel on the roster. You know, he fucking fucked up one of the vets, and that's why AJ Styles came to confront him. But what that tells me is that shit didn't work that well, and now they're trying to use AJ Styles to kind of elevate that name a little bit. What do you think, Old School?
So it's a two-pronged approach. I think
that's what she said.
I think
that's number 315, I believe.
I think because of his success with Omos, they assume he'll be able to do that with the other guy. Well, listen, he's respectable now, right? Like when you see him come to the ring, you're like, all right. And they have big plans apparently.
Who we talking about? Grayson?
No, Omos.
Almost, yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, I want to see how long that lasts.
Almost is almost good.
I think they're taking off the training wheels a little too quickly right now.
A little bit.
He's not
Well, you
good.
know why? He also got Taker's blessing, right? So now all of a sudden,
I mean, of course, if he's about the business, right? He's willing to put in the work, and he's a fucking big guy. Of course, he's gonna get the blessing. But does he mean he's ready for that yet? Nah.
and the problem is, so they've done it in the past, and
He's on his way.
everyone who was a diehard WWE supporter's like, whoa, but big names have come down to NXT before. Yeah, Jericho wrestled Bryan Danielson. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cesaro was taking on fucking Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, that was a dope match, by the way. Dope match.
It was, you know, Natty was coming for Charlotte. AJ was coming for fucking Paige, right?
So this is why I'm saying they're trying to give Grayson that push that he didn't get with this heel turn.
But none of those names.
He's not that talent.
I agree. Clearly, but this is apparently they do think he's that.
They assume, which is I guess
because why not have Braun Breaker do that? Why not that be Braun Breaker's spot? Why didn't he?
You know what?
I think he the one to fuck up Johnny Gargano, and now he's getting all this heat.
Because he's so good, they realize they don't need to do any of that right now. Like he's hot on his own.
But it would have made more sense.
Absolutely.
If it was a Braun Breaker. Although I understand, you're absolutely right, he doesn't need it. Which, again, brings me back to my point. Why? Right, Vic? Like, why? Because you didn't need to do this. AJ Styles is not that caliber. I think he's above that. Like, you don't have John Cena coming down here. Let's be real. Like, yo, AJ is maybe not John Cena, but he's up there. He's not Finn Balor. You know? He's up there. I just don't see the point. And then, so storyline wise, AJ Styles just had beef. Yo, he's got like this tag team run with Omos, and then Omos turns on him. And exactly when Omos turns on him, this rookie nobody from nowhere tweets him, and that makes him go to NXT. What?
No self-control.
What? And then on the flip side of that is that AJ Styles is the same guy that wrote that had the first contract that leapfrogged NXT. He was the first signing that didn't go to NXT. So you were too big for NXT when NXT was big, and now when NXT is exclusively for developmental, he's not too big for it? Like, make it make sense. I understand it's a ratings pop, and I understand that, right? Like, from all those, like, yes, okay, you can put it on social media. AJ Styles will be on NXT, and people will tune in, and guess what? It worked. But from every other aspect, other than just like a blood-sucking thing, like, it made no sense. AJ Styles leapfrogs NXT, but comes back to developmental NXT, the face of nobody from nowhere. Wagner, like, who?
I think this tells you once again, they're trying to push Grayson Waller to a certain level, and it flopped so far. It's flopped, and they're trying to throw AJ at it because after this feud, almost AJ's gonna go on vacation for a little bit. Just saying.
And I don't think it stops anything on the main roster. If they're smart, it doesn't. Because I think like certain talents could, and AJ Styles would certainly fit in this category, could play on both fields. I think he could go to NXT and do.
AJ Styles could do no wrong. This man has been over with this soccer mom haircut for years. Come on, man.
What's Gacy doing, man? Gacy
Yo,
fucking good
so
time.
Gacy been doing work, but once again, this is my fear with Brian Cage going to the E. Look at what they did to his boy. Wasn't that supposed to be Brock Lesnar Jr.? Who the fuck decided to shave him bald? Why? What? Coño.
Make that make sense.
Oh my
You
god, I
had
still don't know.
Parker Bordeaux, and I'm gonna just put in Scarlett Bordeaux just because they're the Bordeaux brothers and sisters
Oh
here.
my god.
But
That-
like,
she could have been Scarlett's fucking Bane.
but
Oh.
in two separate cases that are very similar, right? Scarlett and Killer Cross come into the or Karrion Kross come into the WWE, and they have a ready-made package that's built for sale immediately. Like, this shit is packaged for sale immediately, and people are ready to consume it. And then you got Parker Bordeaux, who's another package for sale. He's like another like a rougher diamond in the rough or whatever, a rougher, raw, greener talent. But he's got a social media following. Like, he has a custom pair of shades from Cartier. Like, he's a name that some people recognize. Like, not the mainstream fan, but he could bring in like outside eyes. But let's shit on those outside eyes and give them pink eye when they come and they see the guy that they recognize unrecognizable.
Yeah.
You know what it is? We talked about this before amongst ourselves, right? Vince McMahon has kind of built this aura about him of being a self-made man, right? Like people parrot it. Oh, Vince made the WWE. They ignored the fact that the WWF was there, and that Vince got the territory from his dad and the exclusive rights to the WWF, because he likes to have his fingerprint on whatever he does. And I think that's the issue. He doesn't need Karrion Kross. He wants to put his fingerprint on Karrion Kross before it goes out. It's Vince McMahon's reason.
Then don't pick up players from other teams that already have specialties. Then do what you're doing with the WWE nil, and maybe that's why he did it, because he realizes that, like, nah, I need the clay, not the sculpture. Like, I need the fucking like raw material. I can't have the finished product. And in many ways, Killer Kross was a finished product. In many ways, there are a lot of talents that have walked through NXT's doors already, mostly a finished product, right? Samoa Joe, for example. You know what I mean? Like, they've got talents who kind of walk in and they are who they are.
Also, can we say that Samoa Joe really isn't injured at this point?
Oh, no. I really think the WWE used him because they fucked up getting rid of him after WrestleMania last year. There was a lot of backlash, and I mean, rightfully so. They brought him back. They had him do like some fugazi ass shit on the main roster. They put him on NXT, injured, right? You know, teased the match, fucking whatever, and then disappeared it to him. You know, and that's it. That's all we get. And then Samoa Joe's gonna be quietly let go eventually. That's what's gonna happen. And Imagine
Man.
Samoa Joe making a trip to Jacksonville, where he gets to hit people really, really hard.
Ooh.
You know what? I think I'm gonna hit y'all really hard. So, riddle me this, Batman. What about we take a 5-minute break? I gotta take a piss like a motherfucker. Let's take a 5-minute break. All right. We're gonna go get ready. We're gonna get dolled up, and we're gonna come back and play some games. We're gonna do this right. All right, because we did our power hour, baby. So now we're gonna come back. We're gonna give you a little something more. We're gonna play a little bit for the holiday. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we got some games for you. We're gonna pilot some things. We're gonna try some new things out. So if you guys are really excited, we're really excited about it. So we want to see what you think. So why don't you stay tuned while we take 5, kind of get our whistles wet. I'm gonna refuel. I mean, how y'all feel about that? Y'all think that's a good idea?
I feel that's a phenomenal idea. That's the best idea you ever had, Mischief.
My whole
Keep
life.
them fucking coming.
Wow, that's what she said. So stay tuned. No, JJ, you're gonna come back. All right, stay tuned. All right, because we will be coming back. We're gonna be playing some games and having a good time. All right. In the meantime, y'all know what to do. Y'all know what to hit. Right, hit up that subscribe button for HPC Too Sweet. JP, tell them what to do.
Pops, Chair Shot, sweet on IG, Twitter, Twitch, everywhere you